and would want him to answer, not least of which, how the crime intelligence documents that he says were slipped under his door in Parliament ultimately were handled, because civilians aren't actually allowed a lot of access to crime intelligence documents.
I think he would be crucial to the questioning surrounding this particular case, the Mokwele case, because it relied solely on his Section 27 referral in order to allegedly launch that parallel investigation under Section 28, subsection 13. So he needs to explain that particular statement. He also needs to explain what happened with Mr. Peramo in light of the cases he's opening now against him of allegedly defeating the ends of justice. He must also explain why he was in possession of crime intelligence confidential documents when he actually didn't have the clearance to be in possession of such classified information. There's a lot of questions for Fediel Adam, because it is this particular case that is born out of that Section 27 referral that actually didn't even meet the requirements of a Section 27 referral.
Sorry, Kenny, two things that I want to squeeze in quickly. I know we're out of time, but from the struggle, once again, Advocate Andrea Johnson not able to explain how some of the list of people who were part of that crime intelligence investigation kept growing, and how at the end of the list of people who were approved to be investigated, there was this open-ended, shall we say, line that basically gave license to the investigators to look into almost any and every one.
This is why Mr. Peramo's evidence is quite crucial, because that will confirm whether or not indeed she had no knowledge of what was going on, or if he was allegedly just going about his own thing and allegedly manufacturing statements in order to take them to court, which is serious allegations of misconduct and allegedly defeating the ends of justice. Without that particular testimony, you won't be able to close the gap on what Advocate Andrea Johnson did or didn't know with respect to these cases, which I think the Commission has advanced quite extensively on, that they had no legal basis and had no business being presented before a court of law.
Kenny Mapanga, SABC News senior reporter, wrapping it up here from the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. It's not over yet for the now former head of the Investigating Directorate Against Corruption, Advocate Andrea Johnson. She's due back here in Pretoria at 9:30 tomorrow to continue her testimony. She may have resigned from her position, saying that it was perhaps the, shall we say, the tidiest way to get out of what could be a longer, more damaging process, not just for her personally, but for IDAC and the broader National Prosecuting Authority infrastructure. But nonetheless, the Commission still wants her to answer questions about what was done during her time at IDAC and whether or not there was a more nefarious, ulterior motive for decisions taken, especially around those prosecutions at crime intelligence to do with the appointment of one Dineo Mokwele to a position there. And we know that Mokwele now has requested a meeting with the IDAC Ombud to look into her grievances related to the now former head of IDAC in particular. Not sure how the resignation by Andrea Johnson is going to colour that particular strand that has flowed from the work of the Commission. Unati